and CO2 before burning. Okay, before burning. So it's because for most of the fuel, it's formed by either hydrogen or the carbon. Either the hydrogen or the carbon chain. So when we break the chain, we release a lot of energy for heat, etc. So we don't catch the CO2 after combustion, but before combustion, we separate them into these two. Okay, before burning, and then hydrogen can be used, to drive like a car or trucks or some of the industrial use. And CO2 is very pure at this moment because it is produced inside the plant, and we can capture the CO2 before it is burned, before the fuel is burned. So that's the second technology. Okay, this is the rest. And then oxy-fuel. Oxy-fuel is to eliminate the NOx to obtain the pure CO2. How to say that? This is because it's when we burn, we use air to burn, right? Usually we use air, but the new technology, oxy-fuel, it means a lot of oxygen. They burn fuel with high density of oxygen. Why they want to do that? Because if you don't use high density of oxygen, there would be a lot of NOx. This is what they call the NOx. And NOx is also contribute to a lot of greenhouse gas. So when we just in the air, we have N2 plus O2, right? So this is the air composition, mainly about this. So, and this is about how much? This is 70 something. I forgot, 74, and this is about 26. Okay, the formation of the air, and they try to take away this and use only the oxygen to burn the fuel. Okay, if we don't take away this, this is nitrogen. If we don't take away this, it will form with oxygen, form this, and this is bad for the global warming as well. So the third technology is to burn fuel with high density of oxygen. I hope you still remember. I think this is from your high school, right? So you only need to have this some ideas of carbon capture technology. 3, okay. And this figure is also important. In the EU emission trading system, the carbon price become about 91 euro last year, 2 years ago, in 2022. And the carbon capture price, at this moment is about $70 US. So actually it's lower. So if you don't do the capture technology and you export your product to Europe and they charge you the CO2 price, okay, the emission price is higher than the capture price. So actually, high price of carbon tax or carbon fee is helpful, to develop some technology. So this provides some incentive to develop and use the carbon capture technology. So this, I just want to tell you that this is, carbon capture technology is a positive way to reduce the carbon emissions. A lot of time we only talk about, well, we'll save the energy, use other alternatives like electric car, in order to reduce the carbon emissions. But those are the way that this is the carbon fee in most other countries. As you see, the European are much higher for each ton. They charge more. Okay. Sweden and Switzerland. Sweden and Switzerland. Okay. Norway, Finland. Okay, they are higher. But some of the countries like Germany is about 30. But for the EU, when you want to import to their own country, they are going to charge you more if you don't follow some regulation. And their price is, as I mentioned, about 90 cents. And there are also some important figures here that in Taiwan, to produce 1 kilowatt hour of power, electric power, is going to emit 0.47 kilos. What does this mean? This is what they call the carbon emission coefficient. Okay, per kilowatt hour of power. It means that of all the formation of power generation for the electricity, when you have if you use more of the renewable energy, this coefficient is going to be reduced. But because in Taiwan we only have about 10% of renewable energy, at this moment about 10%. So it is still high. It is still high, but we use a lot of gas to produce. So it's medium high. It's not a high. In some of the country, it's 0.6 or 7. Too high. And probably in Germany, I didn't look at the number. In Germany, they have about 50% of renewable energy. So they're when they produce 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, I think that they emit only probably half of this country, because they use a lot of renewable energy. And in Taiwan, this is all the electric power we generate per year, 280 billion kilowatt total. And when you multiply this number to this number, you get this. Okay, you get this. So it's about 130 million tons of CO2 emitted because of generating all the electric power. But the total CO2 emission in Taiwan, including everything, like car combustion, okay, or some of the industry, they burn the fuel themselves. So everything all together, and also the farming, etc. So this is the total tons, 300 million tons in Taiwan. each year we produce 300 million tons of CO2 emissions. And the carbon capture cost in Taiwan is about US dollar 55. So if the carbon fee is less than 50, then the incentive is low. So if the carbon fee is more than 55, a lot of industry they are going to spend money to do the carbon capture. So I hope that this figure, is in accordance to this year percent. Okay, it's the same. And then repeat it in different way, and also this number. I hope that you can memorize it. Okay, when you work in the industry, you are calculating when your company is investing some money and you have some achievement of reducing a kilowatt hour of your electricity. Okay, and then your boss will ask you, so what's the equivalent to the CO2 emission? And if you can do the calculation right on site, he will give you another look. You say, oh, you are a good student. You are good worker. You know a lot. So it's not too difficult. Okay. And for example, if your company can reduce how much? Let's say reduce 10,000 kilowatt hours. 10,000 is about how much dollar? About 10,000. For the cost is about 30,000. Okay, and if it's 100,000, and you are reducing how much? About 100,000 is 300,000. Okay, of the electricity bill. Okay, of course it's the price is going to rise, and Taiwan is one of the lowest in the electricity price. So if your company can save, let's say, $300,000 in your electricity bill, what is the equivalent to the CO2 emission? Can you calculate it? Do you know my question? When you work in the industry one day, and your company has done a lot, and like changing the air conditioning, everything. Okay, you save $320 in electricity bill. Okay, you save this. Okay. After a year of endeavor, this is the money you save. And this is actually equivalent to how much? This is equivalent to about 100,000 kilowatt hour. Okay, in Taiwan we call it, this is 每度电大概是这样，所以你可以省大概10万度，大概30万台币。And what is the equivalent to the CO2? How much you have saved? You are saving. Your one department report to the general manager, well, we save this money, and he's going to ask you this, how much is reduced? Can you do the fast calculation? You can raise your hand. Well, it's not difficult, okay? Just multiply by this. Okay, so this is, $100,000, so divided by 2. So you get 50,000, okay, kilos. So it's 50 tons. So say, well, our company after the whole year of endeavor, we save this money. We save this money, $300,000 and we reduce 50 tons of CO2 emission. Okay, good. And then you will be promoted next day. It means that you know this. So that is why I tell you this is important. In different countries, they have different numbers. Okay, depending on your proportion of your electricity upfront. In Taiwan, about we only have 10% from renewable energy, so it's really high. But for countries like Germany, I think it's less than 0.3. So you have to calculate it from from this coefficient, from this carbon emission coefficient. And Indonesia have different number. You can take a look about your each kilowatt hour, how much CO2 is emitted. Okay, so can you do the calculation easily? I think this is important. When you work in the industry later, so spend some money, some effort, you save the electricity bill, you also reduce the CO2 emission, and then you can write an sustainability report. Say, well, this is what we contribute. Okay. So that's why I want you to memorize this. Yeah. So this is important, and also you might want to memorize this also. This is the total electricity power, for Taiwan. Okay. 280 billion. Okay. And the CO2 emission is about this. But the total is 300 million tons. Carbon capture. And this is CCUS. You might want to memorize this as well. CCUS is carbon capture, utilization, and storage. 就是我们讲中文叫做碳捕捉、利用跟储存。Okay. So first, you need to generate carbon. I didn't translate everything here in English. Okay. For example, this is natural gas. Okay. And with natural gas is a very pure fuel. So with natural gas, it's very easy, not too difficult, to separate the natural gas into hydrogen and the carbon dioxide. Okay. So for the carbon dioxide, after it is separated from hydrogen is very pure, so it can be used, as for the truck, for the car, or for the industry, or to generate power. Okay. Or store here and to generate power for later use. And for the carbon dioxide, it's separated from hydrogen, from the natural gas. We can store it underground. And this is for the hydrogen. And hydrogen can be used in many places. Okay. And the other supply of hydrogen is from here. Okay. Okay, and this is like salmon production, or steel production, etc. And also from chemical production, you produce you produce your product, and also at the same time you have a lot of carbon dioxide. And for the carbon dioxide, you can store it here. Okay, store here, and it can be used in the industry or to harmonize into like bricks. There's a company, who specializes in this, when they produce their fabrics, cloth fabrics, they, for the carbon dioxide, they just harmonize into bricks and put it in their plant, or give it away to their employees or community for free. Okay, so they harmonize their carbon dioxide for later use. And for the CO2, the carbon dioxide, they can sequester it in the soil. Here, the sand is here. This is from natural gas, and this is from other industries. When they burn the fuels, and the carbon dioxide is their the other product, so they need to sequester it or store it. The same word, sequester or store in the soil. 这封存封存英文叫 sequester or we can sequester the carbon dioxide in a seed bag. 可以在这个海上海底在海底把它封存起来，So here, carbon capture here, capture here, or capture here, and utilization. Okay, so after capture, we can reuse. Okay, utilization or utilization here, and storage here, storage. Okay, and also storage, and also storage. And these three are equivalent important. Okay, so you need to have technology to capture the carbon. The carbon is gas, it's everywhere. Okay, it's from chimney, from everywhere, from the production. And you need to have some devices to capture those carbon. Okay, that's one thing. And after you capture, you should be, if it can be used as part of a product, it's wonderful. Wonderful. And actually in cement industry, they use the highest percentage of CO2 in their product. About right now, it has reached to 45%, so it's very good. In their production, they produce, actually they emit a lot of carbon dioxide to the air in the past. And right now they capture about half of them into their cement, so it's very good. They change for formula. In Taiwan, one of the highest is about 45% of carbon dioxide. It become part of the cement we use. So the cement, the 水泥会变成房子，it will become part of the wall of the column and everything. So it's very good. So there's one thing that we capture the carbon into the building. So there's the technology. Okay. And but utilization is only a partial thing, because not every product can be used. And the other, not only for the industry, some of them they harden it into bricks. 把它做成砖块，台湾我那时候拜访一家厂商，他就把它做成砖块，他铺在工厂里面。他说我们现在已经没有，所有的废氧化碳都被他们种下来，变成砖块。那砖块做开都怎么办？他就 送给员工，你只要你自己带回去就好，不用钱。公司就是生产出砖块，那送给员工，铺在厂房里面，不然呢社区就开始送，到处送给里长，送给谁，砖块可以盖房子，不用去，因为他每天都是生产出砖块，让他把它固化起来，他把它固化起来，一家上市公司，在台南山上下。So this is the carbon capture, and I think it's quite promising. But the largest amount of carbon dioxide will be sequestered or stored underground, okay, or in the sea, in the seabed or underground. And where they store it, usually it's from the fuel mine, the oil mine. 所以是从那个石油的矿坑里面，我们过去把石油挖出来，对不对？现在呢，再把二氧化碳存进去，不是所有的矿坑都可以混矿。So in the past, we cultivate the fuel, the oil, from underground, and then it becomes empty in the ground, right? And then right now we can inject all the CO2 inside. Now you might be wondering, well, CO2 is a gas. It's not in the liquid form, it's in the gas form. How we can sequester it? It's okay. With a little bit of technology, we can put it inside underground and seal it, and it will be there for eternity. If we don't touch it, it will always be there. So right now, it's the storage plate is available. It's available, but to capture them and to put it, because the plate for the capture and the plate to store might be 100 miles away. So you need to transport them. So there will be some cost involved. So it's all about cost. If human can fight against carbon emission, the global warming gas is impossible. All about money. So when we talk about sustainability, you should never forget the cost, okay, and the profit. The company always has to make profit. 所以就说，事实上，所有技术都需要花钱所以我们讲就是说，我们刚谈到永续这个问题，就是企业一定要赚钱所以我一直强调 ，business has to make money, okay, in order to develop technology, in order to capture the carbon, make it into usage for other alternatives. Where to sequester the carbon? That happens all the time because my computer is Mac and it doesn't. It's not compatible to the PC all the time. Sometimes it will do that. Anyway, that is where to sequester the carbon, because carbon is actually everywhere. Oh, it's 4:26, so let's have some break, 10 minutes of break. And also yellow carbon. Okay, carbon sink is where we store the carbon emission. Okay, the carbon dioxide. Okay, and the carbon sink is divided into three. Okay, one is called the green carbon, and then the other blue carbon, and the third is yellow carbon. And what is green carbon? Well, green carbon by its name, it's green. It means that the tree are green. Okay. So the green carbon is the carbon captured inside the tuber of a tree. Inside the tuber of a tree. So we call it the green carbon. So by nature, it's when there was a tree, when Earth was created, and then after thousands of millions of years, there are trees or plants. It's going to absorb the CO2, into the to become a tree. So for each tree, they can absorb about 4 kilos of carbon dioxide and to make it into 1 kilo of timber of wood. So it's a good thing, with carbon. Indonesia has a lot of trees, right? You have a lot of farms. You export a lot of timber. So you actually you can convert that into green carbon. So not only to sell the timber, you can sell the carbon right. The other source of money. The other source of money nowadays. So actually, it can absorb about for the lifetime of a tree in average, big tree, small tree altogether, it can absorb almost 1 ton of CO2, so it's very good. But the green carbon is the third, number 3, in the carbon sink. So even though there are a lot of trees, right, the carbon it can store is limited. The third, number 3. And blue carbon, blue ocean is blue, right? Blue ocean, right? Green forest, blue ocean. So actually, by its name, the blue carbon actually is the carbon sink in the oceans. Okay, all kinds of oceans. Mangrove, wetlands, sea grass bed, marshes, etc. All the deep sea mud, seabed sediment, etc. All these are we call the carbon, the blue carbon. Okay. So actually, a lot of mangrove, or wetland, between the land and the sea, they can store the most of the blue carbon. And the seabed, also have a lot of sediment. Okay, so they can store the high percentage. You see, the mangrove is the highest among all the blue carbons. So for each hectare, it can store about 10,000 metric tons. So it's 10,000 tons of CO2. So it's very effective. So number 1, in the sink, in the carbon sink, the blue carbon. And how about yellow carbon? Yellow carbon is everything, everything about the soil, This is number 2, second. So like a lot of farmland, and if we can convert the farmland into organic, they can increase the carbon dioxide inside in the land. So it's also a solution. So if you eat the organic vegetables, can also contribute to the carbon capture. So carbon sink. Okay, so it can be divided into these 3. This is number 2 in a sink. Yellow carbon. So it's like actually thinking from the past. Where are the fuel we have right now? From coal, from oil, and coal is from where? Coal is from timber, right? Most of the coal is from here. We covered in the past of the earth, right? We have a lot of timber, and then they die and they got buried, and a lot of pressure, so they become coal for us to burn. Okay, so they capture a lot of carbon inside the timber, and they become coal, and take it out and burn it, and so the CO2 capture will be released after we burn it. The same as oil. Oil is from a lot of animals, right? A lot of animal or living things, in the land or in the sea, the same. A lot of sediment, after a long period of time, it will become oil. Okay, so the blue carbon, so they capture carbon for us in the past of the earth, and then when we cultivate them, and we cultivate them, we burn it, and the carbon dioxide will be released. 所以这个就是你不觉得像一个循环吗？不管这绿碳、蓝碳，这两个都是我们目前主要的能源来源呐。过去我们的煤炭很蓝，煤炭主要来自绿碳，主要来自绿碳，不会来自蓝碳。那另外我们现在的石油都是蓝，都是来自于绿碳或蓝碳。动物，生物类的东西死掉之后就变成石油了。那我们现在把它开采起来之后再烧，再把以前他们这个是生物的时候抓下来的东西再把它。动物就吃这些东西不是吗？就吃绿碳跟蓝碳的东西啊，吃一吃变成自己，变成生物要死掉，变成石油，对不对？累积下来，那我们这个开始了。我们现在只是在把过去，所以 so actually when Earth was formed, the CO2 emission concentration is very high. 早期二氧化碳它浓度很高。Because every volcano when it erupted, CO2 content. So right now it's, but after all the years, you still remember this? Next time we show. Right. This is the Earth's history. In the past, actually the carbon dioxide density is very high, and thanks to like a lot of green carbon, blue carbon, or yellow carbon. At that time, there's no human, so the carbon dioxide will be captured, and no one is going to burn that, right? No one is going to utilize those carbon dioxide. So actually, you see, the sea level was very high. It means the temperature was very high, and gradually, thanks to all those, thanks to the nature, okay, it began stabilized, and they catch a lot of carbon dioxide, and the temperature just dropped, and we got Big Bang at this point, and the temperature is cooler, much cooler. Okay, and then right now we are going to burn it again, and the history is going back. The history is going back. 那早期受在这些天然灾害，早期地球很多二氧化碳。还好我们这些生物动植物都帮我们把二氧化碳抓到地底下去了。我们现在再把它开采起来，再把它烧掉，这是碳循环的。从自然角度来看，这叫碳循环。So this is like a carbon cycle. So all this, is from the industry, from the car, exhaust fumes, from everywhere. So we can store it as green carbon, blue carbon, brown carbon, or yellow carbon, okay, into the soil. So this is in the past. This is the carbon cycle, and it was stable before. Until 100 years after the industrialized age, we burn too much fuels and coal, and emit and release a lot of carbon dioxide into the air. That becomes a problem. Okay. For the rest of the time, because this will explain something about time. So for the rest of 30 minutes, you can begin to have some discussion. Okay. First, you form your own team. 3 to 4. Okay, 3 to 4. Okay, and then after you are formed, you can have some discussion about what you want to do. Okay, so begin. So you can walk around and talk, no problem. Okay. And 10 minutes before the class, give me the list of your work. You don't have to give me the title of what you want.